In today's video, we're gonna be talking about some plant trends that just need to in 2025. Now listen, trends come and go, but I think these are tired and they are boring and we need to just get them out of here. If you're new here, my name is Matt, and just a quick little disclaimer, if you love any of these trends or if you want to continue doing any of these trends, by all means, do them. I just want to have a nice little chit chat and talk to you about some trends that I think we should wave goodbye to. And I would love to hear your opinion in the comment section below. So please let me know if you agree or disagree with me. And let me know if you have any houseplant trends that we should bury 6 feet under. Without further ado, let's get started. Trend number 1 is buying expensive, rare plants. Now listen, the plant market is insane. It is insanity how much money people are spending on plants. Hundreds, thousands, tens of thousands of dollars for a plant. And usually it's like just for a cutting or a seedling. And I think it is insanity. Now, thankfully, we are moving away from those pandemic prices, because obviously during the pandemic, the prices were just bananas. They were bananas. I mean, the Thai constellation, for example, that plant used to be so expensive. And now you can pick one up at your local big box store for like 20, 30 bucks. And I think we just need to stop spending so much of our hard-earned money on plants, because honestly, prices will drop. Now, obviously, if you're a hardcore collector or a seller, buying rare or expensive plants is often an investment. And I understand that, but most of us regular 9-to-5 job girlies just cannot afford all of these crazy prices. And I don't think we need to. And I don't think we should be pressured into buying these rare, expensive plants. Their prices will inevitably drop. I mean, there are so many examples of plants that were ridiculously expensive and now you can pick them up for literally a couple of bucks, which is obviously fabulous. So if you can wait, I definitely recommend waiting a couple of years. Honestly, even a couple of months, the price will come down. And of course, if you have a heck ton of money to burn, go ahead. I wish I was rich enough to just buy a plant for $1,000 and not even think about it. But like, what are some of y'all doing? What are some of y'all doing that you can afford all of these expensive plants? I would love to know. And honestly, are you hiring? Cause girl, I could use a better job. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. And of course, I will still buy maybe a bit of an expensive plant from time to time, especially if it's one that really tickles my fancy and one that I really want. So I do want to say that if you really want a plant and you do have that money saved up, go for it. I'm not gonna judge you. Go for it. But in any other case, I would encourage you to just wait. The prices will drop. They will. And honestly, if you're paying like $1,000 for a plant, girl, that plant better water itself. That plant better like take itself to the toilet. If I pay $1,000 for a plant, y'all better slap the shit out of me. Like, y'all better show up at my doorsteps and just smack me across my face, because it's lunacy. It's absolute lunacy. Trend number 2 that I think we should just retire this one. This one is so tired, and it is humidity and worrying about humidity and running all of these humidifiers and using the pebble trays and misting. Oh my God, whenever I try to like Google plant care requirements for a certain plant and it says to put it on a pebble tray, oh, my blood boils. Like, girl, pebble trays do nothing. They do nothing. Now, I will say maybe somebody likes the look of pebble trays. Like, I think like water mixed with rocks, yeah, sure, can look cute. Does it raise the humidity in your space or help your plant grow? I don't think so. So just don't worry about it. Just don't worry about it, okay? Have a humidity meter at hand. I definitely recommend one of those. You can get literally any brand off of Amazon. As long as it can read your temperature and your humidity, you're golden, because it is good to know how much your conditions fluctuate, but using humidifiers, kind of tired, not gonna lie. Especially because humidifiers require so much care. Like, you need to often clean them. You need to use distilled or filtered water. They're just a high maintenance diva. I'm not here for it. I'm really not here for it. And I cannot see myself keeping up with cleaning a humidifier in the long run. Yes, short term, maybe it could be fine, but long term, it is kind of a hassle. But honestly, you don't need them. You don't need them, okay? Survival of the fittest. You can definitely get like a high humidity tent or a cabinet or something like that. Those are lovely if you really want those high humidity divas. But in my case, I just grow everything in ambient and I'm like, good luck. Good luck, babe. Like, you do you. I'm not giving you humidity. Like, you can either thrive in my environment or you can get the heck out of here. Next up is overcomplicated plant care routines and helicopter parenting your plants. Now listen, I love my plants, okay? And I love to baby my plants. But honestly, I think we're going a little bit overboard. Like, I think we overcomplicate plant care so much. You do not need 5,000 fertilizers. You don't need 5,000 types of soil amendments. You don't need the best mycorrhizae there is. Like, you don't need all of these freaking amendments and all of these like soil conditioners or whatever they're called. Like, there are so many on the market. And let me tell you from firsthand experience, they don't do jack shit. Like, in my experience, I really don't see much of an improvement. Now, of course, if you see an improvement using those products, go ahead. I won't judge you. And honestly, let me know if you have some of these products that you really swear by. I'm definitely willing to try out different products, but overall, I think we're just way too overcomplicating it. Just a big old simple fertilizer from the big box store, some water, some light, some air. That's all your plants need. Like, they don't need all of this fancy stuff. Now, I will say one area where I like to splurge and where I think we should be spending more money or more time in is our soils, because obviously plants grow in soil and they need a good substrate in order to actually get good roots and get growing and thrive. So that's one area that I would recommend maybe just looking into a bit more and spending a bit more cash. However, just using a plain old potting mix with some perlite and orchid bark is all you need. You don't need the extra charcoal, the zeolite, whatever they're trying to sell you these days, because honestly, they don't do much. They don't do much, and like, you're gonna get problems and root rot with those things and without those things. So to me, it's just a waste of money. You just need to find a care routine that works for you, products that work for you, and just stick with it. And let me tell you, a plant will definitely tell you if it's happy or not. They will yell it from the rooftop. Number 4 is moss poles. I'm so tired of moss poles, and I'm specifically talking about the DIY wired moss poles. Unfortunately, moss poles are just a necessary evil in our plant hobby, especially if you want to actually, size up your plants and get those huge, beautiful leaves that you can brag with on social media. But I think that the wired moss poles are just tired and we should just bin them all. They're such a pain, okay? They're just such a pain, a literal pain, because you're working with metal and wire and you can hurt yourself. And there have been numerous times where I actually cut myself or like pricked myself with those like wires. They can be unstable, dry out like crazy. I'm over it. I'm so over it. I switched my entire collection to the D-shape, closed-bagged, plastic, clear poles, and I am loving those so much more. Now, honestly, if it were up to me, and if I could grow my plants without poles and just like have it on a little bamboo stake and it still would size up, I would go down that route, because I don't like moss poles. They are just an evil that we have to deal with if we want our plants to size up. But I recommend you just ditch those wire moss poles. Obviously, a couple of years ago, we didn't have all of the options that we have today, so DIY was kind of the only option. And I get that for some people, DIY is probably still cheaper and more accessible and more affordable. It was definitely for me. That's why I started doing DIY moss poles, but I'm over it, girl. I am so over it. And I need us to stop. I need us to stop. I actually watched a great video by Melissa over here on YouTube where she was talking about how she just wants to get rid of all of her moss poles. And I am I'm honestly thinking about doing the same. I'm not gonna do it because I know that I don't have good enough conditions to grow my plants without like an actual moss pole. Also, I am talking about moss poles that are actually filled with some sort of moss or other substrates. I'm not talking about those like coir poles or any other supports. Like those are fine. But the moss poles that you need to water, and they're just a lot of maintenance. And you have to keep extending them, and Lord forbid you miss an extension, and it's just a pain. It's just a pain. Get them out of here. Get them out of here, girl. Get them out of here. And my last trend that I think we need to ditch in 2025 is buying excess plants. Buying plants and having too many plants that we cannot handle, that we cannot take care of. And then what happens? What happens, y'all? Say it with me. 1, 2, 3. Burnout! That's right, burnout, the good old friend of any plant parent, because we love to collect plants, and I get it, buying a new plant, getting a new plant shipped, it is one of the biggest joys in life for a plant parent. I get it. There is no better feeling than unboxing a new plant and just it hits hard. However, I think we need to be a lot more conscious of the plants that we bring into our collection and just kind of be happy with the number that we can manage and handle. I know for me, around the 100 plant mark is my limit. Like I could never do 200 plants, at least not right now with my full-time job and this YouTube thing and everything else that's going on in my life. But 100 plants for me is totally manageable, and I still feel like I am actively participating in this hobby. I don't think I would ever go below like 75 plants, just because I like having a lot of plants and I like taking care of my plants. And honestly, even with like 100 plants in my collection, sometimes when I'm like all caught up with my chores, I'm kind of like, I want to do something with them, but I can't. Like everybody is watered, everybody is repotted, everybody's moss pole is up to date. I try to be happy with the collection that I have, and also very mindful about the plants that I'm bringing in. And if I am considering bringing in a new plant, I definitely try to think about it a lot, like a lot. And also the 1 in, 1 out rule is fabulous. If you want to buy a new plant, something has to give and one has to go. I also like to periodically just go through my entire collection and see who is maybe not bringing me joy. And if somebody is not bringing me joy, girl, the compost is over there, honey. And listen, I love a huge plant collection. I love to have a plant in every single corner of my house. And I love seeing pictures of plant-filled spaces, obviously, but I just think we should be a little bit more mindful. That's all. Sue me! Those are my 5 houseplant trends that I think should die in 2025. Once again, let me know in the comment section below if you agree or disagree with me, and if you have any trends of your own that you think should in 2025. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe for more, and turn on the notifications so you're notified about every new video. I hope you have a super amazing, fabulous day, and I will see you in the next one. Goodbye!